Defensively, number 1 draft pick Keith Millard of Washington State should bolster the Bulls' pass rush, along with Curtis Anderson, obtained from Oklahoma.
3 for the Orlando Renegades. You can see Collier having an excellent night on the ground this evening. Bledsoe had trouble hanging on to the football, but managed to do so, and then was hit by Keith Millard, the right defensive end for the Bulls.
Keith Millard is an all-USFL, all-league player all the way. He's missed 2 games this season because of a sprained knee ligaments. Here he just submarines. He beats Ed Moransky, number 72, the offensive left tackle for the Renegades, and makes the play in the backfield. Big play guy, leads tied for second in the league in sacks with 4. Drafted number 1 by the Minnesota Vikings.
Jacksonville 30. And Collier gets the shotgun snap. Reggie is hit as he throws, and a flag is down. Making the hit, Keith Millard, but the flag was thrown. And it's probably going to be a hold against
Ed Moransky, number 72. Reggie Collier is still down.
And Collier gets up limping. We noticed Jerry Goldstein warming up at the 2-minute break, but Goldstein has tendonitis in his right arm, and every time
Holding 72
this week, 3-yard gain by Bledsoe, so Collier will throw on the second down. Collier is wrapped up and dropped by Millard, and there's a flag down. Another holding call upcoming against Orlando.
against number 72, Ed Moransky. Now, if you're going to hold a guy, hold the guy. Don't let him kill your quarterback at the same time. Millard has just been too much.
Holding, 72, offense, penalty decline, 3rd down.
How much fatigue now will play a part in Moransky's mental blunders and physical blunders?
Well, at this point in the game, it's just, anything goes. Just, you got to fight for everything you're worth. And my advice to Ed is just tackle Keith. Get the penalty, but don't let your quarterback get killed. He's got you this far.
Possessions of the night. Jacksonville cashing in on the second one for a 7-0 lead. Give is to Anderson, and Anderson is wrapped up for no gain. Keith Millard, the rookie out of Washington State, wraps him up and brings him down.
I mean, Keith Millard, is that Dan Fike that's supposed to be blocking out on him? Keith Millard just says, forget about it. I'll just go right here and make the tackle in the backfield for a loss of a
So let's see about the penalty. Could be. Could very well be holding. What they're doing on 3rd down, they're lining up Chuck Geatman against Keith Millard, the principal pass rusher. And it's against Baltimore, and it's against Eatman.
Irv Eatman. Keith Millard is an outstanding defensive lineman, and that switch is just to get someone of equal talent matched up so that Millard is neutralized, so that Chusina will have the necessary time to throw.
That's Millard, number 93 on 1st and 10. That's Millard. They've got to Kelly. Markers are down. The ball is loose. And they're going to say that he was in the forward motion. We mentioned Millard. Here he is, 73, Keith Millard, the great pass rusher. Number 71, Rob Taylor, who was meditating in his locker before the game, saying, I've got to block this guy all night. Receivers, 2, you get on the quarterback as quick as you can. And this big man, I mean, he weighs 275 pounds and he runs like a running back. And the reason Kelly had to get out of the backfield was that big number 93 was bearing down on him. And I've got a feeling Kelly has got a 3rd set of eyes on the one side of his helmet so he can watch that guy all night. Kelly got away from Millard, but not from Curtis Anderson. Fans are on their feet, urging on their run and shoot. Their team down 20-17. Tim Brando and Mike Hafner with you. Kelly. Nice stiff arm job to get rid of Bob Nelson, but then he ran into Joe Costello. Back at about the 15, call it the 16-yard line. No way to start for Jim Kelly and his offense. Again, great pressure by the front 5. They got 5 down linemen in there, and Jimmy Johnson, the coordinator for the Jacksonville Bulls, has found the secret. Put pressure on Kelly, keep him on the ground, and the run and shoot offense doesn't function.
Bardo snaps it. Chusina drops. Millard may be held again as Fusina throws the ball away, and here is another penalty flag. And Millard goes in there and gets a hold of Fusina. Now we got a fight as somebody jumps on Keith Millard. So that original flag, I think, was going to be called against the Baltimore Stars, but these subsequent flags, I don't have any idea how it'll go. It'll probably just wipe it off and they'll redo it. I'll tell you one thing, no official has his flag left in his pocket. Somebody said something to Millard, I think, and he teed off.
He sure did. Millard on that pass rush, Keith, came in. He had Eaton working against him, but Eaton was getting help, and Millard, it looked like he collapsed the entire offensive line by himself. We'll wait for the officials to clarify the melee down on the field.
I think they'll be offsetting. Pretty good brawl, though.
Sure was.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 93. Holding, offense, penalties offset. We have a disqualifying foul on number 93. Number 93 from Jacksonville is disqualified.
Number 93 is what?
Disqualified. They booted him.
They kicked him out of the game.
Yep.
Now, we'll take another look at it. That's Millard, number 93. That's Donovan
said
with a little
something
wise remark. And then Oates comes over, Eaton comes over. They kicked him out for that?
Guess
I don't
so.
believe they kicked him out of the ball game for that.
Well, I think they, number 65 got in there and got scuffling around pretty well, old Bob Nelson. I think it might have something to do with the fact that he knocked Fusina down. Seems a little rash, all things considered, doesn't it?
It does. It seems rash, and it seems an overreaction to the situation. I mean, we're talking about penalizing a defensive unit, one of the star, if not the star player of the entire defensive line. You know, you see number 23, that's Dylan Dykes. He's coming out of the ball game.
Yeah, he's got a shoulder strap too, doesn't he?
Yes.
Elbow, we're told, and Millard is going with him because Keith's been kicked out.
Well, whenever you see an offensive unit like the Stars moving Irv Eatman, their number one offensive lineman, to the other side of that line to stop a guy like Keith Millard, you know how talented he is. You know what an impact he's going to have on this ball game. Now to throw him out of the ball game for that infraction, I think is totally ridiculous.